Hey, so this is a review for Growing Up Hip Hop Season 1, Episode 5, Master Player. So it starts off with Romeo. He's talking with his father and just giving him an update on what's going on. And Romeo's just like, yeah, he's still struggling with, of course, juggling, having to do it all. Music, acting, and everything else for the company and for the brand. And his father's like, you know what? I handed over the keys to you, so you're just gonna have to learn how to juggle, learn how to deal with it. This is what being a mogul, an entrepreneur, is all about. Being able to do everything. You can't just do one thing and be successful at it. You have to do multiple things in order to create a strong brand that lasts for decades. And so, after that, you get Angela, who goes to see Vanessa. Vanessa is just still upset because she's trying to figure out why the hell is Angela dragging her feet as far as doing what the police instructed her to do. Angela is upset because Vanessa went and told Uncle Russ about the fact that she has a stalker, and also that, well, she didn't say that she didn't do anything about it, but that's the impression that he got. And so she's just like, all right, I'll go and send him a DM and tell him to leave me alone. And it was like, no, let me do it. Vanessa was like, no, let me do it. It's like, what are you going to do? It's like, I'm just going to say, leave me alone. That's it. Plain and simple. And that's what she does, long story short. And Angela's freaking out a little bit because she's nervous that the guy will just antagonize him and make him want to do it more. We see next episode, she wasn't wrong. So, Romeo is trying to set up all of these different things, and you know, since he just came back from doing the movies, now he has to get caught up with the music videos. And so he's thinking, all right, let me just do one at the house. Let me invite my friends, make a party out of it, and then have the camera going and see how it all works out. So Romeo's there, Angela's there, Christinia's there, and I don't know if Boogie's there. I don't think Boogie came, but so Angela's upset because she's like, look, we were just on this date or whatever you call it, and now you're with your he's not with the guys, because she wouldn't have a problem with that. Now he's with all these women, dancing with them, rubbing their butts, doing all this stuff. And Romeo, this is a business / pleasure thing. And so Angela doesn't really understand that Romeo's single right now. So she's not seeing Romeo in his own element where he has to mingle and flirt and create a brand and also let loose a little bit. She's not used to that, especially since they looked like they were supposed to be building something together. And so she gets a little jealous. That's the main thing. She gets a little jealous. She gets frustrated that she's kind of casted off to the side. Christinia was actually trying to stop her from leaving, and she initially did. She's like, all right, let me go talk to Romeo. Let me go bring him over and talk to us. Well, that doesn't work out so well because Christinia ends up in Romeo's music video. She stumbles in and is like, oh. Y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you guys were recording. He was like, no, this will be cool. You'll be like the star. You'll be like the queen, the princess of the video. Because, yeah, it's all guys, but I can be rapping to you. So Christina's like, oh, this is a come up. You know, I haven't done a music video in a while. And to be in the music video and Romeo's music video, that could be a really good look for me. So, you know, she goes and does it, and it looks great. It looks fine. But Vanessa's in the background like, oh, this chick. I was already having an issue with Romeo flirting with other girls, and now, Christinia, you're in the music video? That doesn't even make sense. Because I think it was kind of partially understood that if anyone would be in the music video, it would be Vanessa. Not Vanessa, Angela. It was never discussed, but I think that's where she was kind of leading. with that. So that also pissed her off. So she's leaving. She's leaving with her crew. And Christinia's like, oh, where are you going? It's like, no, I'm done. I just don't want to deal with him. He's off doing whatever he's doing. And Christinia to Romeo's like, you guys have a weird friendship. I wouldn't just leave without talking to you and saying bye and all that. And it's like, oh, it's fine. I don't need to catch her. I can talk to her later. So Romeo's clearly in his element and doing his best to make everything work. And so he doesn't have time to be walking with Angela and holding her hand through what he's going through or what he's dealing with. So, and then next, he's in the studio with, oh yeah, and side note, we thought that this episode was going to be about Christinia and Angela being against each other. No, that's not really it. Angela feels a certain way about Christinia, and of course her assistant doesn't help by instigating and putting these thoughts in her head, but there was never any huge argument or blow up. So good job on the marketing, because I'm like, that was looking like a regular reality show, and I'm like, you women are too successful and too grown for something like that. And so yeah, that's not how it happened at all. And it's interesting because next week is the season finale. So I'm trying to think to myself, okay, so where was that drama that I thought we were supposed to be seeing? It's only 6 episodes? I wonder if it's just like a mid-season finale or what. But back to the show. Pepper is, you know, Pep from Salt-N-Pepa. She's actually going to see Romeo because she wants to discuss Master P listening to her daughter Egypt hear her sing and see if maybe she could be good for the record label. And so he's like, yeah, of course my father will listen to you. And, you know, Romeo's just like, yeah, she could be a no-limit soldier if my father likes her. And Pep is so excited because it's like, you know, with no limit, you know, I can trust the brand and I can trust the people there. And it would be a great fit for my daughter. And so Romeo makes her a promise, essentially an open promise that he actually can't keep. And I'll tell you why he actually can't keep that. And the song that he was recording sounded good. So I definitely have to go and check out his music to see if it got released yet. But anyway, so there was that. And then you have Angela again talking with her assistant, I believe, Tiffany, who's her assistant. Well, she's at the fashion show, the fashion show that Christinia is going to perform at. And it's interesting because at first she was like, I have to see if the clothes are actually good. So when we come back from the commercial break, it's like, oh, so I'm at so-and-so's fashion show and the clothes are really nice. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So, I'm sorry I say so a lot. After that, she's looking at the clothes. She's thinking it's nice. She's also talking with her girls. And they're like, you know, you have to watch out for Christinia because I think she has a thing for Romeo. We know she does, but it's not as big as the commercials were making it seem. At least not at this point. So Don, who's a model, who I feel like he was in maybe one of Rihanna's music videos or maybe Nicki Minaj's. He definitely looks familiar. So he's hitting on Angela, and Angela is just like, yo, you have an intense stare. Yeah, I guess we can hang out. And she was like, oh, he's cute or whatever. You know, one date wouldn't hurt. It's like, since I'm single, I guess it's not a problem. But so she takes his number down and they will be going on a date. And her girls are just like, oh yeah, that could be good. Go for it. So Christinia comes in with her roommate and she was just talking to Vanessa, and then Dawn comes back and she says, oh, So yeah, he's interested in you. Yeah, go for it. No, if I were you, I'll go for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Go for it. Do it. And so as soon as she walks away, because of course they're both a part of the show, she's trying to figure Vanessa Angela's trying to figure out, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why are you pushing so hard for me to go and meet with this guy and have a date? And Angela's friends are like, yeah, I really starting to think that she has a thing for Romeo, and she's trying to cast you aside onto someone else in order for her to get him all to herself. And so we'll see if that's really the case or not. Also, shout out to Mary Mary. I'm excited that that show's coming back. But anyway, Dame Dash and Boogie Dash, they have a little, they have this like press thing going on for Boogie's cookie line, I believe, at Dame Dash's art show. And Christine is there to show support, so that's cool. After that, we have the one, the only, Angela talking with her assistant again, who's plotting, putting those seeds of doubt in her head, thinking, you know what? You really need to watch out for Christina, because she was pushing hard for you to go on this date so that Romeo could be all to herself. And I'm telling you, that's not the case. That is not the case. Because even Christina was like, Romeo was partially hitting on her, but she didn't pursue it because it's like, I think him and Angela have something going on, so I'm not going to get into that. So Pep goes to see Master P, and it was not cool because they were communicating and saying how Master P was saying how it was awesome because as a female rap group, you girls really had a huge impact and still have a huge impact, because guys, where I was from and when I was growing up, there were guys singing your lyrics and they were all like, yo, should we be singing these lyrics? But they were still doing it. So that just shows how much of an impact you guys have. And she was, of course, like, thank you, thank you. Long story short, Master P doesn't feel that her daughter, needs to go and meet with him. Romeo's in charge now of No Limit, so let him go and see if she's a good fit. And of course, Pep is a little upset because she feels like maybe she has a little bit more pull with Master P than with Romeo. I'm thinking that's the angle, and she's like, I respect your years of experience, and so that's why I want, even if it wouldn't go anywhere as far as being on No Limit. But he's like, no, let Romeo handle it. It's his now. So, sorry, Pep. Again, after that, Angela goes on her date with Don. And Don is pretty much what you would expect. I'm not going to call him a young socialite, but he's borderline living that lifestyle. And so Angela's like, he's nice enough, he's cool enough, like they could probably be friends and hang out, but he's not the right fit for her at this point, because his mentality is, because she was like, yeah, since she's from New York, she goes to, even if she goes to sleep at 2, she has to wake up at 8. He's like, nah, I go to sleep at like 10, wake up at 2, party until like 5, 6, 7, and then do it all over again when I'm in New York. And clearly she wants someone who's on the same wavelength as far as hustling and grinding, and he's not with her on that. And also, yeah, that's the main thing. So that wasn't going to work out. Romeo goes and meets with Egypt and Peppa. And so Egypt sings an original song. Now, nice girl, the song she sang, it didn't really move us. And when I say us, I mean any of us. It was one of those odd situations where it was like, okay, nice voice. The song, it was done a cappella, so it felt like, and it was really, I guess, her first time performing in front of someone else, like Romeo, and she definitely needs to build up her stage presence and that performance piece. She's missing that because, like I said, even though she's young, she still does have the look. And Romeo's like, you're not a good fit for No Limit right now. Wait for at least a year or two because you need to find yourself. And Pep was like, with respect to you, I feel like she's ready now to at least start. And so he was saying, no, wait a year or so because you're also younger. And since he didn't say it, but you're underage, so there's also a lot of limits that are put on you as far as marketing you and certain things that we could do. And I understood what he was saying. Pep did too, but she didn't want her daughter to hear something like that. And Egypt took it in stride. She took it better than, at least from what we saw, than how Pepper did. Now, Romeo meets up with Christina, and again, he still has his eye on her. And Christina is just like, you know, I was in the music video. That was a great look for me in her mind. And so now maybe if Romeo listens to my song, maybe I could be a No Limit artist. That would be an amazing look. Romeo listens to the song, loves it. Of course, he's paying to Christina more because she really gets into it when the song is on, which is great because if you're not hyped or excited about your own song, then and you can't show that around other people, then how do you expect other people to believe you in what you're trying to pursue and do? So it's good that she's able to even in the chair just perform or give off a certain energy in regards to her song and her music. But here's the thing. Christina was actually like, oh, thank you, Romeo, for the offer. Because he gave her like an open offer to come to No Limit. And he was like, she could be the missing piece. Because she also talked with the other producer. And they were interested as well. She was like, yeah, I have to go around and shop and see what's the best fit for me. And they also have a conversation about how her father came out of jail. And he was just like, if you ever need to talk, then just let me know. Because we should be able to at least have that type of communication going between us. And I was like, that was definitely cool. That was really cool. Romeo meets up with Angela. And this is how the conversation goes. You know what? Angela is saying, we should be in a relationship or we should be pursuing something or doing something. And Romeo's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And I'm sure he was upset because he was essentially, at least from what we saw, pursuing Angela for a while. And so now it's like he's out of a relationship. He has a lot going on. And now Angela wants to go and pursue something with him. And so he was irritated. He was really irritated. And that's why he was acting the way he was acting. And I don't think that he threw the glass. I think he just got up and the glass fell. But Angela was just like, she looked like she wanted to laugh, but held it in because she knew that he was really upset. So, because again, he's overworked and frustrated. It's like, I can't deal with this relationship drama. You want us to be friends. Now we're friends. You want to be more than friends. And right now, I don't know if I can do a relationship. So that was it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the show. Next week is the season finale already. I do like the show, so I hope it comes back. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. See you next week.